Welcome to Now We're Cooking in Carol's Kitchen. I'm going to make something very simple and your family is going to love you for it. It is homemade cinnamon rolls. We're going to start off with 2.5 teaspoons of yeast. Now I'm doing 5 teaspoons because I'm going to double my recipe. So when I put it on my cooking page, you're going to see just the half version of this. So now we got 5 teaspoons of my yeast. Now we're going to go with 1/2 cup of warm water. And it's not as hot as bath water, but just enough to dissolve the yeast. So I'm going to stir this up until all the yeast is dissolved. This is something that I enjoy making. I've been making this for about, over 40 years. And that's right, guys, 40 years. Okay, now that the yeast is dissolved, I'm going to put in 12 tablespoons of sugar. Mind you, you only use 6 tablespoons if you're going to do a single batch. Okay, I'm going to stir this up. Now, 12 tablespoons of oil, and I use vegetable oil. And we're going to stir this up. Now we're going to throw in 2 teaspoons of salt. You're going to use 1 teaspoon. So easy. Now we're going to put in 2 eggs. You really cannot mess up this recipe. Then I've got 1 cup of hot water. And the hot water is going to help dissolve the sugar and the salt. Now that this is dissolved, we're going to add 1 cup of milk. And you can use cold milk because the cold milk is going to balance out the hot water. And it's okay to use boiling hot water because you do want it hot to dissolve your sugar. Okay. Now, I already got my my flour measured out in this bowl. It is 3 3/4 of flour. I'm using 7 1/2 cups. So it'll be 3 3/4 double the batch. Okay. And what I do is I go ahead and stir this up, make sure I get all the lumps out. And then when you get all this flour in here, you're going to knead this for about 10 minutes. And the kneading process, what that does, it puts the air into the dough, which gives it the power to rise. And you will get a nice workout by doing this too. And once I'm finished with this, I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. I'm going to let it rise overnight. We call this, also you can make the same recipe called refrigerator rolls. But tomorrow you see how I'm going to do this with cinnamon sugar to make it the cinnamon rolls. Okay, now it's getting to the point that I need to use a wooden spoon. But I do like to get as much of the dough out of here that I can. I don't like to waste anything, even the dough. So, I've got a big spoon, big wide wooden spoon, and I'm going to stir this until all the flour is incorporated into the batter or the mix. Now, at one point, you're gonna start using your hands and your fingers. So I'm gonna really get in here and mix this up really, really good. And it is gonna be sticky, but I promise you that does change. Okay. Then once the flour is all mixed in here, I'm going to go ahead and dust my little pad here with some flour. I'm going to dump it upside down. And here comes the fun part. We're going to knead and knead. Again, you do this for about 10 minutes. And it's, once you get the hang of it, it's really, really easy. And you can see how it's going to form in a nice, beautiful ball. And I got extra flour to dust it. See how nicely it's coming together? And you just keep, with the palm of your hand, I just press it in and turn. Press, turn. Press, turn. I make my rules almost every time we have company, holidays. There's nothing better than having the aroma of fresh bread cooking in the oven, and the house is just filtered with the smell, especially when it's cinnamon rolls. My neighbors tell me that they can smell the cinnamon rolls baking all the way down the street. They follow the nose to my house. I love it. And this is definitely what they call it, labor of love. I love cooking and I love sharing with my neighbors, my friends, and family. See how nicely this is coming? Now, I'll go ahead. I have one finished already, so I'm going to show you how we do this. Okay. This is ready to go. It started already rising more. Then what you do, you get your bowl, put about 1 to 2 tablespoons of oil in it, pick it up, upside down, give it a turn, and then you're gonna flip it over, and then I just tuck it under. Then I'm going to put a damp cloth. Actually, I'm going to put saran wrap on top of this. Then I'm going to put a warm cloth on top of it. Then I'm going to stick it in the refrigerator, and then tomorrow it's going to be ready to go. So wait till you see the finished product. I can't wait to show you. And I know your mouth is going to be watering like I am already. Can't wait to have this tomorrow. So I see you later. Thank you. Hi, welcome back to part 2 of making my cinnamon rolls. They roast all night long. And I already cut this in half, and this is going to be the 1 serving. And this will make about 12 cinnamon rolls. So what I've done is I'm patting it on my surface with some flour. And then we're going to roll this out. And we need this to be about 12 by 16. Sometimes it might be 13 by 18, which is okay. So we're going to roll it out. I've got some, about to go in the oven in a few minutes. And the aroma in this house is going to make everybody just drool. And the flavor of these cinnamon rolls is going to melt in your mouth. Now, I used to make this with kids when they were growing up for Christmas Eve. And you can go ahead and make your dough and roll it out into your cinnamon rolls, and you can freeze it. And then when you want to serve it, take it out overnight, let it thaw out, rise. First thing in the morning, pop it in the oven, and that will get anybody out of bed. And Bobby and Richard, my two sons, on Christmas morning, they were more excited about cinnamon rolls more than I think they were the gifts they were receiving. So, okay. So if this is right, I'm going to let this just a little bit, at least 12 inches. This is something that once you start making this, you find out how easy it is, especially the part that you can freeze them. You're going to really, really want to start making these more and more. Okay, so that's the way I want it. I'm going to flip it around this way. Then we're going to put a good helping of butter on it. Now, I don't like it to be melted because I control how thick I want it by doing it this way. And if it's melted, then it's going to run out everywhere. So it's just soft butter. And I think that should do it. Then I got my sugar and cinnamon. And I don't measure, I just put a lot of it on it the way my family likes it. I use my sifter because, as you can see, you get lumps of sugar and cinnamon in it, and we don't want lumps. Okay. Then you're going to just start rolling as tight as you can. And you can still stretch it out to make it little to your convenience of a size. Then I'm going to dab some water at the end. My hands off. And then you're going to wrap it over, and then you're going to pinch it. Now these are going to make some really nice thick rolls. Then get your knife, and I got my pan already sprayed on it so it doesn't stick. And I usually do it about a little over an inch in size. And this is how I measure it myself. Okay, I'm going to show you what. When they start rising, it's going to look just like this. Put it in a 370-degree oven for about 22 to 26 minutes, or until they're nice and golden brown. And I will let you see the finished product in a few minutes. Hi, my name is Carol, and now we're cooking in Carol's kitchen. I'm finishing up the cinnamon rolls, which is amazing. The house, you can smell the aroma of the cinnamon throughout. It's time to take the rolls out of the oven. And I doubled the recipe, so I was able to get 3. Let me turn my oven off 1 second. They're beautiful, nice and hot. And the cream that I make is a cream cheese icing. It is, because I did a double batch, this is 2 8 ounces of cream cheese softened, 1 stick of unsalted butter, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and about 2 cups of confectionate sugar, or ever how much you like. It depends on your taste. So these just came out of the oven, and you could do 2 things. You could go ahead and, excuse me, if some people may not like all the sugar and the sweetness, you could go ahead and take it out of the pan, and you can put icing on each one as you serve it. What I do sometimes is I go ahead and put the cream cheese icing as soon as it comes out of the oven. I go and frost it, and I did this one already, so you could do it like this, or you could go ahead and serve it individually, put the icing on it. I've already got one out that I'm going to sample right now. I'm dying for this all day long. So you can't be impatient making these cinnamon rolls, because it takes some hours, but not hours of work though. You get the cinnamon, the cream cheese sugar icing. It's amazing. It tastes like something that grandma would make. It's very good. Try this. Leave me a comment in the little comment section if you make this, if you have any questions. So thank you for joining me. Bon appetit and have a good day. Bye.